People keep talking about the middle class like it's some permanent feature of society, like it's just there, guaranteed, impossible to lose. But the truth is ugly. The middle class isn't shrinking, it's collapsing. And if nothing changes, by 2030 it won't just be smaller, it'll be barely recognizable. Let me explain exactly why, with facts, not feel-good nonsense. First reason, real wages stopped growing, and this isn't an opinion. In the US, median wages adjusted for inflation have barely moved since the late 1970s. Productivity went up more than 70%, but median pay didn't follow. The same pattern exists in the EU, Canada, Australia, everywhere. Companies produce more, workers get almost nothing from that growth. For 40+ years. Second, cost of living exploded, especially in the three sectors you cannot avoid: housing, education, healthcare. Housing prices have grown faster than income in 90% of major cities worldwide. In the US, the median home in 1970 cost 2.5 times the median salary. Today it's 6.7 times. In Canada, even worse. In Europe, same trend. If you can't afford a home, you can't build wealth. And the middle class depends on asset growth, not salary growth. Third, automation and AI are eating mid-skilled jobs alive. McKinsey estimates that by 2030, up to 375 million workers will be forced to switch occupations because their current jobs will be automated, not replaced a little, gone. Bookkeeping, manufacturing, customer support, logistics, data processing. These were the backbone of the middle class. They're disappearing. Fourth, globalization shifted middle-class jobs to cheaper labor markets. Since 2000, the US alone lost 5 million manufacturing jobs. Those jobs didn't vanish. They moved. China, Vietnam, India, Mexico. It's simply cheaper to produce abroad. And now automation is attacking even the factories that stayed. Fifth, wealth inequality isn't widening, it's accelerating. In 1989, the top 1% held 23% of total US wealth. Today they hold over 31%. The bottom 50% hold 2.5%. That's not a stable society. That's a pressure cooker. Sixth, asset inflation favors the rich. When central banks print money, assets pump. Stocks, real estate, gold, crypto. Who benefits? People who already own assets. Who loses? People who only earn wages. During COVID stimulus years, the top 1% gained almost $10 trillion in new wealth. The bottom 50%? Barely anything. Seventh reason, the middle class is being hollowed out by debt. Student debt in the US hit $1.7 trillion. Household debt globally is sitting at all-time highs. Credit cards, car loans, mortgages. The middle class is financing its lifestyle on borrowed money. A middle class that survives on credit is not a middle class. It's a bubble. Eighth, the job market is polarizing. Low-skilled jobs survive. High-skilled jobs thrive. The mid-skill segment, the traditional middle class, is shrinking. The market is splitting into two worlds: cheap labor, elite labor, and almost nothing in between. That's not a prediction. That's a death sentence for the middle class. 10th, and maybe the most brutal, technology creates wealth at the top faster than economies can distribute it. AI, biotech, automation, fintech, all of it concentrates power in the hands of those who own the technology, not the workers. And this is why the middle class as we know it won't survive past 2030. But here's the part nobody tells you. Disappearing doesn't mean everyone becomes poor. It means society splits. A small group rises, a large group sinks, and the middle collapses.
So the question isn't, will the middle class die? It's, which side do you end up on? Escaping the collapse requires three things, and none of them are optional. Own assets, not just earn wages. Assets are what grow during inflation. Wages don't. Leverage technology, not fight it. AI won't replace everyone, but it will replace anyone who ignores it. Create multiple income streams. Middle-class people have one income. Upper-class people have 5. That's the difference. The middle class is disappearing because it's built on outdated assumptions. One job, one salary, one retirement plan. That model is dead. The people who survive past 2030 will be the ones who adapt faster than the collapse.
Let's talk about escaping the collapse, because understanding the problem is useless if you can't act on it. And here's the truth most people don't want to accept. Escaping the disappearing middle class isn't about motivation or discipline. It's about math. It's about positioning yourself correctly in an economy that's changing faster than society can keep up. The first pillar is assets over income. Wages are losing their power. Assets are gaining power. Between 2010 and 2023, wages in developed economies rose around 30% on average. Meanwhile, US housing rose 126%, global stock markets rose over 200%, Bitcoin rose thousands of percent. Even farmland outperformed wages by 4x. That's why the middle class is collapsing. They earn income while the wealthy own assets. To escape, you must start shifting from labor-based income to asset-based growth. Even small holdings compound over time. That's why wealthy families stay wealthy across generations. They pass down assets, not jobs. The second pillar is learning skills that AI amplifies instead of replaces. By 2030, McKinsey estimates that up to 30% of current tasks will be automated. Not only factory jobs, white-collar too. Accounting, customer support, translation, data analysis, reporting, logistics coordination. But here's the twist. The same AI that destroys mid-level jobs supercharges high-leverage skills. If you know how to use AI to build systems, automate workflows, create content, scale businesses, analyze markets, you become twice as productive as the average worker. Top performers aren't competing with humans anymore. They're competing with humans who use AI. The third pillar is building multiple income streams because single-income households are now statistically the most vulnerable group. The middle class collapses because one income can't support rising housing, rising healthcare, rising energy, rising debt costs. Meanwhile, the wealthy rarely rely on a single stream. Studies show that individuals with a net worth over $5 million typically have 4 to 7 income sources, not because they're lucky, because it's mathematically more stable.
What does this look like in practice? 3 simple categories. Active income, your job or business. Scalable income, online work, AI-assisted services, digital products, consulting. Asset income, dividends, ETFs, real estate, royalties, equity stakes. You don't jump to rich. You climb out of middle-class vulnerability by stacking streams one by one.
The fourth pillar is geography arbitrage, and no one wants to talk about it. The truth is, the middle class collapses faster in high-cost economies. But your income doesn't have to come from the same region where you spend it. Remote work, plus online income, earning in strong currencies, spending in cheaper markets. This is the strategy that digital nomads, solopreneurs, and tech freelancers have used to rise out of the middle-class trap for over a decade. The fifth pillar is reducing dependency on debt, because rising interest rates are destroying middle-class households globally. In the US, monthly mortgage payments doubled between 2020 and 2023 due to rate hikes. Similar patterns hit Canada, the UK, Australia. Households with high debt loads become wage prisoners, unable to change careers, relocate, or invest. Escaping the trap means shifting into a position where less of your income goes toward interest, more goes toward investment. Debt is not the enemy, but unmanaged debt is. The sixth pillar is learning to play the information game. Knowledge compounds. The people who stay middle class rely on outdated education systems. The people who escape it consume financial research, market trends, AI tools, macroeconomic data, new business models. By 2030, the world splits into 2 categories, those who update and those who get left behind. The seventh pillar is leveraged collaboration. The future economy rewards people who build networks. Not networking events, but real digital leverage. Partnerships, distribution channels, collaborations, communities. Platforms like YouTube, X, TikTok, LinkedIn. These aren't social apps. They're distribution weapons. Middle-class people use them. Upper-class people scale through them. And let me give you the final, brutal truth. The middle class isn't disappearing because people got lazy. It's disappearing because the economic model that supported it is gone. A single income, a stable career, a pension, a home you could afford, healthcare that didn't bankrupt you. None of that is guaranteed anymore. But opportunity didn't disappear, it just moved. It moved into digital skills. It moved into global markets. It moved into AI leverage. It moved into ownership instead of earning. And the people who recognize this shift before 2030 won't just survive the collapse, they'll rise above it.